AJ Madden here. Today we are going to cover principle number 15 of our 24 principles of leadership and self-protection. That principle is hit 3 times harder, force multipliers. And this is from 1% Warrior Black Belt Boss, now available on Amazon.com and CoachAJMadden.com. Please pick yourself up a copy. Also, please subscribe to the channel, our YouTube channel here. And if you found this video helpful or useful, please share it with someone that you believe will also find it useful. Principle number 15, hit 3 times harder, force multipliers. One of the most important principles of self-protection, because we are looking to have leverage against bigger, stronger attackers. And if we can learn to hit 3 times harder, this gives us that extra edge that we need to survive a violent situation, a violent attack. So let's go over several principles here. The first principle we're going to talk about is several applications of the hit 3 times harder principle. How do we do this? Tactically, how do we hit 3 times harder? And the first one is sitting down, which is dropping your body weight and dropping your energy. Sometimes you hear boxing commentators during a fight say that fighter's really sitting down on their punches. And here's a quote from Tom Garland. He says, if your center of gravity is just 10 centimeters lower, you will be able to generate 3 times stronger punch, 3 times stronger of a punch. This is that dropping energy, sitting down. You're able to absorb force and also generate more force when you drop your body weight. You drop that center of gravity. This is bending your knees. And this is dropping that center of gravity, which is around our belly button. Our center of gravity is around our belly button. It's slightly higher for males because they carry more upper body mass, but think right around your belly button, dropping that center of gravity. And it has a plyometric effect where when you decelerate, drop, and then the acceleration rebounds off the earth and allows us to generate force when we drop our body weight. Body weight as a weapon. This is the second way to generate more force. And here's a quote from Jack Dempsey, legendary heavyweight boxer, knockout artist. Exploding body weight is the most important weapon in fist fighting or boxing. Never forget that. And this is a really important point. All power is exploding body weight. It is launching our body weight into an attack through whatever limb we are using to strike. Our fists, our elbows, our knees, our kicks, a headbutt, a shoulder strike. We are essentially launching our body weight into that strike. That's what power is. It's body weight transfer. Number 3, third way to generate additional force multipliers, hit 3 times harder, is to use your attitude as a weapon, which we talked about. And here's a quote from Kelly McCann. He says, keep it fast, loose, and disrespectful. Combatives are 10% technique, 90% attitude. Movements are succinct, minimalist, and kind of ugly. We're pounding people. Our attitude is a weapon, and our striking it is a force multiplier. If we hit with attitude and energy and that animal intention, all right, we will hit harder. And it will also have a psychological effect on our opponent, on our attacker, when we hit with attitude. We hit with that animal energy. Fourth way to hit 3 times harder is to hit through the target. Tim Larkin, self-defense expert, author, talks about think like a bullet. Think like a bullet, which he means go right through the target. We want to hit through our target. We want to drive our strikes through the target as if we are hitting behind it. We are punching behind the target or kicking behind the target or through the target that we are striking. This is a force multiplier. And the last one is relax and explode. Our 5th way to hit harder is to relax and explode. Here's a quote from Bruce Lee, no introduction needed. A good martial artist does not become tense, but ready. Not thinking, yet not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come. The opponent expands, I contract. When he contracts, I expand. And when there is an opportunity, I do not hit. It hits all by itself. This is being in a state of relaxation, then explosion. Dr. Stuart McGill talks about pulsing and relaxing. Striking is pulsing and relaxing. We cannot stay in a tense, rigid state for a whole violent encounter or a sport fight. We must relax. So striking, grappling is a series of pulses and relaxes. Pulse, relax. The pulse is launching the strike out. The relaxation is staying in a state of looseness and calmness before the strike or the grappling attack goes out and launches towards its target. Let's talk about, so we have our 5 ways here. We have sitting down, we have body weight as a weapon, we have attitude as a weapon, we have hitting through the target, and we have relax and explode, looseness. 5 ways to hit harder. Very simple. Let's talk about leadership applications. Gunnar Peterson, personal trainer, talks about passion fuels performance. If you don't love it, you will never work hard enough to be great. Passion's a force multiplier. Passion is a way to hit 3 times harder as a leader in terms of your positive impact. So leadership application, several high-level leverage mindsets here, force multipliers that give us a greater positive impact on our team members, our community, and the world. Energy levels and enthusiasm is number 1. And Napoleon Bonaparte, who was the winningest general in history, in all of history, talks about motivation and energy levels have 3 times as much weight as physical resources. Motivation and energy levels have 3 times as much resources, 3 times as much weight as physical resources. No further explanation needed. Just a brilliant quote. And that's a force multiplier for leaders. Energy levels and enthusiasm. Number 2 is the best people. Having the best people on your team and the best people to do that particular type of work. I believe every man, woman, and child can be great, can be an A player, can be a best person at something, some type of work or trade. They just have to find out what it is. Steve Jobs talks about a small team of A players can run around a giant team of B players and C players. So having the best people, having A players on the team is a force multiplier as a leader in terms of positive impact. Number 3, speed wins as a leader. Craig Ballantyne talks about success loves speed, delay kills dreams. Right? Speed is a force multiplier. Having an idea and taking action on it and shrinking that time when you have a great idea as a team, as a leader, shrinking the time in between that idea and the action that follows it. Right? Speed is such a tremendous force multiplier as a leader, and it's an unfair competitive advantage because it costs nothing to have a sense of urgency about what you do. Number 4, force multiplier as a leader. Upgrade your expertise. Billionaire Mark Cuban talks about learn, learn, learn. It is the greatest competitive advantage. Learning is the greatest competitive advantage. Again, there's very little new information or really secret information out there. Everyone has access to it, and in the times that we live in through the internet. So there's no excuse not to go out and seek the best information you could find. To go to the Mount Rushmore of your field and learn from the best. Such an easy competitive advantage, costs next to nothing. All it costs is your time. Number 5, leadership is a competitive advantage. Leadership as itself is a force multiplier in an organization. Here's a quote from Dr. Alan Weiss. I'm always asked for what's the key to success in organizations. I always say the same thing. It's leadership. You want one thing, it's leadership. Great leaders make mediocre organizations fantastic. Poor leaders can kill the best of organizations. Again, no further explanation needed there. So we talked about our force multipliers for leadership. We talked about our force multipliers for self-protection. These are things that we really want to focus on as leaders, and if we have to protect ourselves or those that we care about. We're always looking for the high leverage moves, the golden moves, the force multipliers. So that is principle number 15 from our 1% Warrior Black Belt Boss 24 Principles of Self-Protection. Hit 3 times harder. If you found this video useful, please hit like and subscribe. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone else that you believe will find it helpful. Please pick yourself up a copy of 1% Warrior Black Belt Boss, available on Amazon and my website, coachajmadden.com. If you really want to upgrade your ability to lead and also the ability to protect yourself and those that you care about the most. I wish everyone success and happiness, and I challenge you to always look for those force multipliers and always try to find ways to hit 3 times harder.